Finally, I'm in your house.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, welcome. I want to start with the book.
Okay.
I want to start with the book.
The book.
So I'm walking down Barnes & Noble the other day, reading books, and no, it didn't fall out yet in my face.
Yeah.
The Dirty Sanchez Nation.
Yes.
How did the ultimate closer, the ultimate wholesaler, write a book?
Okay, so this was done well before I was the ultimate closer, well before I was the ultimate wholesaler. This was about 2010. I wanted to do something different in my life. I wanted to get into stand-up comedy. I wanted to get into like the entertainment business. And I listened to Howard Stern a lot, and they used to talk about all these different funny sex terms. So I just wanted to make a compilation of it.
Just do it live.
We'll do it live.
Isaiah's dying back there.
So that was the only.
Keep rolling.
That was the only logical thing was to.
The only logical thing in your life was to make a sex book.
Make a compilation. I want to make a compilation for the world to see. So I started doing some research, and I wanted to. I can't really draw that well, so I needed to hire a cartoonist, and I needed to like compile all these things. So I looked.
You've never drawn a spaceship?
Yeah, Yeah, there you go. Hey, if the spaceship will fit right in the book there. So I put an ad on Craigslist, and I wanted to hire a cartoonist, and specifically for a sex humor dictionary. You got a little coffee on your nose there. It's all right. Coffee on your nose, culture matters. And so I got a bunch of responses, and this one guy, I really liked his artwork. And so I said, I'd like to hire you. And he said, okay, great. So I sent him a list of just like 4 terms, like 4 of the least offensive terms. Now, this is the Ultimate Illustrated Dictionary of Obscene Sex Terms. So these were of the 100 and some odd that are in here.
Wow.
It was the 4 of the least offensive, the least obscene.
So you said the 4 least offensive
4 least
terms.
offensive obscene. And the next day, he lived in another time. He lived in New Zealand. And so the next day I get this email, and he said, oh, I'm sorry, my wife feels that this could jeopardize my career. Now this guy I was hiring him to be a ghost cartoonist.
A ghost cartoonist.
Yeah, his name wouldn't even be on it. Yeah, so.
God forbid they find out about the Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, so his wife put the kibosh on that. So I went back, put a couple more ads out there. I got a lot of responses. I found this one guy's artwork that I really liked. And I was a little hesitant. I almost thought about nixing the whole deal because I just didn't think that was somebody who's going to find.
How could the world be the same if you had done that?
I know, right?
What kind of world would we live in?
What would the culture be living in? Yeah.
So you found this other guy.
So I found another. I found another guy, but before I hired him, I said, look, and forgive me, I'm going to get a little vulgar here. I said, if you have the last guy bowed out. His wife thought it was going to be too offensive. So if you have a problem drawing a picture of somebody shitting in somebody else's mouth, then don't even bother. So he sent the next day. He sent me back a picture of somebody shitting in somebody else's mouth that he drew, and it's in the book. It's on page 38.
Page 38.
Hot lunch, and so I hired him, and it was.
My God!
And you like that?
Barnes and Noble.
It was never in Barnes and Noble, but
right.
So that's how I came out with the book, and I started doing stand-up comedy, just like doing open mics and stuff like that.
Where did that come from? The passion or the drive to do stand-up?
I was a comic fan. I was just I love watching stand-up comedy.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Anthony Jeselnik.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, he's the best.
So thank you.
He's the best. Yeah. Listen to him. Yeah.
And what age was that you started doing that?
30.
Okay, so this was.
Yeah.
I thought you were 30 now.
I know.
Thin green?
I know, right? Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
I'm 37. I'll be 38 next week.
So, congratulations.
Oh, this is my last week in the 18 to 37 age category. Next week I will be.
Is that like a category?
I will be in the 18 to 38 age category.
So, is that one of your jokes, I think?
Yeah.
Isaiah back there on the mic, he's laughing, dude. He's there. So I didn't know that about because we've been friends on Facebook for a year. When I downloaded Grindr, it was just a joke, so I just swiped. I got you, yeah. And you're in the real estate business.
Yes.
What was that shift like going from being a professional comedian to being in the real estate business and looked at as a clown?
Okay, so I was living in China for a couple of years. I came back to the States in 2007.
Okay.
And I got into sales. I knew I needed to get into sales, and I also got into real estate back then. So I did one of these. It was like when everybody was trying to get in at the last second,
Yeah.
and the market was tumbling, and it was like the worst time to get into real estate. That's when I got into real estate. And then I bought a bunch of rental properties in the worst areas of the worst neighborhoods, and I was the worst. I was like a slumlord.
Oh, look good for we're getting your brand clear.
Yeah. So and that's when I said, hey, since I'm already taking a dive, I might as well just hit rock bottom and write that book.
I love it. It's awesome.
So I was actually never a professional comedian. I was an amateur comedian.
Okay.
So like the difference is I mean, whatever. I got paid for it, but I never
So
did
you
it like
make money doing it. That's interesting.
like very, very little money. But I did it for a couple of years, not as a full-time thing. It was just like a hobby essentially.
Yeah, got it.
So then I basically dedicated. I stopped doing that because it was kind of a waste of time. And then I just got back into sales again, and I just dedicated my time to just like improving my sales ability. And I said, I need to get back into real estate because I'd been out of real estate for a while. So I said, I need to get back into, because that's where the real deal is. That's where wealth is created. That's where wealth is built and maintained, and it's very lucrative. So
what year was that when you started real estate again?
I got back into it in 2016.
So very recently.
About almost 2 years ago.
And that's where did you link up with George Beatty at
I
that
did.
time?
I did. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then you
Yep.
worked with the Diamond Equity Investments.
Yep.
And the new company is called
Easy Out Real Estate.
Easy Out Real Estate, and
Yep.
that's you and Larry Steinhaus
Correct.
together as
Yep.
business partners.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking back at everything in the last 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
I think that anyone watching this could take a lot from you in the regard of, well, number one, it must take a certain amount of courage to stand in front of an audience.
Oh yeah.
Crack jokes.
Yes. Yeah.
It also
nerve-wracking.
nerve-wracking, courage. Also, regardless of the context or the view anyone have about a book, a comedy book like this, you wrote a book. Like you had a book published.
I created the book. I don't want to say I really wrote it because it was a lot of, but yeah, I created the book.
You made
Yes.
it happen.
I made it happen.
So,
yeah.
that's, someone that I read a lot of books. I have been working on a book for almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, that in itself, everyone has a book in their heart. A lot of people talk about getting one out.
Yeah.
But few do it.
Right.
So if you could give one tip based on your experience the last 7 years to the audience,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be, like a life and business tip?
Just to envision what you want. I knew that I wanted to make that book.
Okay.
For as cheesy as it sounds, I knew in my head what I wanted to, like, kind of how many terms I wanted to have in there. I knew the art type that I wanted to have.
Yeah.
I knew the art, the style of art that I wanted. I knew kind of like what I wanted it to look like, and I just knew the reaction that I would get when people saw it. So it was either you love it or hate it, and most of the time people are, for the people that I hang out with at least, they like it. They love it. They think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
your tip is envision it.
Envision it, absolutely.
And just if anyone does want to be able to, get the book, where would they get it?
I'll give it to you for free. You can contact
what's
me.
it called?
It's called Dirty Sanchez Nation, the Ultimate Illustrated Dictionary of Obscene Sex Terms.
I love it. Evan Zaremba.
Evan Zaremba, yes.
And the company
Well,
is...
okay, so that was under my stage name, Evan Mars.
Mars.
Correct.
Evan Mars.
Yeah.
Easy Out Real Estate.
Yes.
Culture matters.